Larry Tunsil. Larry Tunsil's the kid that who draft night got caught with the what was it, smoke mask, gas mask.
Gas mask photo.
He
on
was
his Instagram.
clearly the best O-lineman in that draft and dropped simply because of that. And he got drafted by Miami. I think it was like 16 or 17. And Giants...
Number 10.
Was it 10?
Yeah.
Okay, so Giants got Eli Apple first, I think.
Yep.
You sure it was 10?
Yep.
Good. Giants got Eli Apple, and then I guess they got Eric Flowers, I believe, in the second round?
No.
Later than that?
Wasn't Flowers early, late first?
Okay, so late first round.
Like 20.
And Larry Tunsil was laughing.
Yeah.
Because you imagine having that kid on this team right now. And listen, me personally, and we'll have some guests on here later on, like I said, that I ride or die Eli. Eli is a regressing quarterback. Eli is no longer the quarterback, in my eyes, that's going to go out and give you 350 or 300 yards a game. Eli is the quarterback that you need a perfect O-line. You would probably need the Dallas O-line for Eli to still be 2 Super Bowl Eli, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. All right.
In my opinion. Eli is notorious for throwing the ball behind the wide receiver and it being picked off the deflection. He's notorious for throwing off the back foot.
Yep.
He's notorious for catching the delay of game penalty.
Yep.
Like, that's Eli Manning to me.
But
It's a glorified Joe Flacco. I'm telling you. That's who he is, man.
I would maybe see the thing about Eli. He's a gunslinger. He's a gamer, and if you give him a semblance of an offensive line, he's probably gonna throw 300 yards. It's just what.
I mean, not now at 30. What is he? 36, 38?
Yeah.
Not now.
Yeah, around that range.
Regress. Peyton regressed also at this age.
Yeah.
Just human nature. He's not. We're expecting Tom Brady. We're expecting Drew Brees. Those guys are older. I don't think Eli is that anymore.
Breeze is still Breeze though.
Eli's not gonna be.
And if you seen Brady on that last drive against Houston, he still got it.
Let me ask you a question. If you're the intellect that is with the last name Manning, and you see that the blitz is coming, or whatever the case may be, or you see that it's a four-man D line, you got 5 protection. Why don't you audible to have the running back chip, or why don't you audible to have the tight end pick up a block? Like, isn't that what the quarterback job is?
Yeah.
You know what the O-line is at this point. This is not breaking news for you, Eli.
But it's also it's a catch-22. It's, do you have the tight end and the halfback stay in for a second and chip block and not getting out into the route and not be an option for you on the check down?
It's because OBJ you don't have another playmaker, so I guess you can't do that, right?
And here you go. If things are going bad, OBJ don't really make plays. That's a fact of the matter.
You know how many times I've seen Eli just throw it his direction, and then OBJ catching some sort of contorted.
Yeah, he's great.
You know what I'm saying?
But he's also a front runner. Like he doesn't make it happen when they need him to make it happen.
Ooh,
if
really?
He's no Moss. Moss did it anytime.
That's not fair to compare him to Moss, though.
But
he's in his fourth year, third year.
Yeah, but when they talk about his numbers, they say his numbers are better than Moss. So I have to say, he ain't no Moss.
I think they're 2 different receivers. I think I don't ever remember Moss going up the middle and getting flattened by a safety. I don't ever remember
OBJ get flattened by safety?
He does.
He ducks to the ground.
Listen, OBJ is very easy to dislike. And I think all his antics, that's why he got, listen.
See, I don't mind the antics. It's the lack of showing up when your team needs you. That's what pisses me.
You telling me he's not clutch? He scored the only touchdown.
Ask him about Green Bay. And then I'll tell you whether or not he's clutch.
Nah, come on, man. You're trying to say his numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah, they do. When things are going good.
I don't know. I don't think. How many times have they been to the playoffs with OBJ? Twice? Once?
That was his first game. All right, so maybe I'll give him that.
He has been. He has
jitters.
Yeah, been.
But
jitters.
Jitters. I will call him that, and because I don't think going to
I think
Miami,
he had a few drops in that game, but
some drops that would have changed the tide of the game.
Listen, if they somehow pull it out and make it to the playoffs, am I going to sit here and say I don't think he's going to show up? I don't think he's afraid of the spotlight, if that's what you're saying. I don't think he shies away from the big game. On the contrary, I think when the lights is on Monday night, Sunday night, Thursday night, he comes to play. I think he relishes those moments. He loves the spotlight to a fault almost, I think. You know what I'm saying? It's all about him. He's too selfish. He wants the ball on every play. That play where he...
I don't got no problem with that as a wide receiver. It's just... you have to make plays.
That play when he caught the ball, that miraculous catch that everybody knows what I'm talking about against Dallas, that was a Monday night game, wasn't it? Or a Sunday night game?
Yeah.
That was a primetime game. I think he comes to play. I think
He got one time.
He hasn't had an opportunity, though. You said he's been in the playoffs once since he's been on the Giants. 4 years, one playoff series, one playoff appearance. That's his fault? And his fault alone? Or is that him disappearing? I think, you give him an opportunity. I think he'll put up the numbers in the crunch time.
We'll see. He hasn't. I still think he's real shy about taking over games. He prefers to. He makes plays, and it's really just about him making a play. It's not about dominating games. He doesn't dominate. He just makes plays, and there's a difference.
He doesn't dominate?
No.
Listen, it's weak.
He doesn't control the tide of the game. He'll get his 180 yards, and it won't matter whether it won't be guaranteed that his team wins.
All right. Tell me this then. Tell me with a straight face that the Giants' offense looks the same with and without him on the field.
No, they definitely don't.
So then, he's a game changer.
Yeah, he's a game changer, but he doesn't dominate. People who dominate make you win. He plays well when you win.
He's going to eat up your number one DB, though. I don't think there's a DB in football. Richard Sherman, Norman, Peters, and KC. I don't think there's a DB out there.
Peterson.
Patrick
Peterson.
Oh, Arizona?
Yes.
I don't think so.
He will give him his lunch twice on Sundays.
I don't think so.
Every day of the week.
I like Patrick Peterson to put on.
He's the best man-to-man coverage corner in the league.
I disagree. I think if you're running slants and out routes, you can eat him up. You're trying to throw the ball deep, no chance. He's fast. I don't see the lockdown.
He's vastly approaching where Revis was when he was Revis Island.
You think so?
That's how good Patterson has been.
You got Patterson as the best corner in the league right now?
Yeah. I've had him best corner in the league since Revis fell.
You know who I'm going to give it to?
Who?
Norman. Norman's got a combination of speed and physicality. You put Norman on an island with OBJ. You put him on an island with Dez. You put him on an island with AJ Green. You're going to put him on an island with whoever. And I think he'll hold his own.
As long as that island is a zone that doesn't extend the whole field. He's a cover 2 corner.
Carolina played mostly man. No?
Cover 2. And I can't give it to a cover 2 corner. That's why Richard Sherman, I like him, but you cover 2, bro. The same way Rondé Barber wasn't the best. Same reason Rondé Barber wasn't the best back in the day. You cover 2, bro. You need that safety. Without that safety, you're real suspect.
And Patterson played a lot of man?
He's a man-to-man. He followed him.
You got the honey badger sitting there behind him, though.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Everybody uses safeties, but when you...
he's got probably, arguably, the best safety in the game, though.
Nah, that would probably...
Top five. He doesn't hurt.
All right, top 10.
He's top 5, bro. Arizona? What's his name? His name escapes me. Honey Badger, though.
Yeah, Tyrone Matthew.
There you go. Matthew.
But top 5, I don't know.
What?
If I tried, I could probably find 5 that I like better than him.
All right. I'm going to leave football with this. It's week 3. We're going into week 4. The Jets are 1-2. I hope they win no more than 3 games. I need them to tank. I need them to throw the towel in. I don't want to see 7 and you know what's funny? I could see a 6-10, 7-9.
Easily.
I could see it.
With McCown winning.
That's what annoys me. I could see it.
I'd be satisfied if they didn't get a top pick if they lost a couple games and they threw either Petty and Hackenberg in and we decided this guy's the one.
Oh, either one. Both of them are trash. Well, Petty has a chance. Hackenberg is... I don't know if you know the story behind Hackenberg. Hackenberg is... Pops is cool with Woody Johnson. That was just a yeah, you know, out of Penn State. They've been watching him the whole time. His pops is cool with homie. That's all that. That's who you know. That's literally how corporate America is. That's all that was.
Hackenberg, 2 years, like 2 years before he came out, like I would have, like I was watching.
You also
clips,
had the quarterback whisperer. I know exactly what you're gonna say.
I was watching clips of Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota, and I'm like, all right. I decided who I like more, but I also ended up watching some clips of Hackenberg, and I'm like, I would have took Hackenberg after his first season at Penn State over both of them.
But he had,
but then Bill O'Brien left.
Head coach.
And the sanctions came in, and they didn't have as many scholarships, and their offensive line wasn't the same, and he was getting hit at an alarming rate, and his fundamentals digressed. And
Wait, he played 2 years after that? 3 years?
2.
I saw nothing that told me he. I would see this kid in preseason games that I would watch. He didn't show me anything.
He showed me he can make the throws.
When, dude, you had Jets players leaking that this kid was, and they were upset that his pops was friends with Woody Johnson.
Yeah, but I think most of that was beat writers having nothing to write about the kid.
Oh, you think they made it up?
Were there bad throws? Yeah.
A lot of them.
But there's bad throws all the time.
I personally, Bryce Petty to me is better.
Yeah, I feel like right now Bryce Petty is a little more sound, but there's a ceiling on him, and
Really?
it's a serviceable backup.
I mean, they play a gimmick offense at Baylor, or at least they did at the time. But you got to make throws in those gimmick offenses. You know, those really quick run up to the line, and you still got to make the throw at the end of the day.
Yeah, he's the type of quarterback that you give him 3 or 4 years in a system, he's gonna learn the system inside out, and he could be better than serviceable.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't need that. I just don't need that. I need someone who can make the throws. Like the best quarterback I've ever seen for the Jets is probably Vinny Testaverde.
Yeah, agreed. In either one of our lifetimes, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, Favre.
And yeah, he was good for 8 games.
Right? Didn't we go to playoffs with Favre? No, we didn't make it.
The wheels fell off. We were 8-3. Then we won only 1 game on the stretch and got left out.
And he started texting the cheerleader.
Yeah.
As far as the Giants are concerned, 0-3. You got what's that? 13 games left in the season. I still think they could pull it out only because I'm not sold on the NFC East, and they're 0-2 in the division. I could see them. I don't see Dallas sweeping them. I don't see Philly sweeping them. So those 2 games there, and you just gotta try your luck with Washington. So I can see the Giants I could see you winning that division at 9-7. That division hasn't or 10-6. Like the division doesn't hasn't proven itself.
It's not going to run away with itself.
Right.
The division leader. Okay. I think they're playing the Buccaneers this week.
It's a good
the
team.
Giants.
It's a good team.
I can see them losing.
Who the Jets playing?
The Jets are playing the Jaguars.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Jaguars make the playoffs this year? He looks good in London.
They did. But I think I need a couple more games to...
He looks good in London. That D-line looked good. Pause. The defensive backs, I didn't realize they had Florida's Ramsey.
Yeah, Ramsey.
I forgot that they drafted him.
Ramsey has been balling.
And Miles Jack, I forgot that they drafted him.
Yeah.
That defense is stacked.
They still got Dante Fowler.
Right.
They drafted Calais. They signed Calais Campbell. Like they got pieces.
And
then they swiped Terrence Knighton the year before.
Right.
They got pieces.
And I think Coughlin went to Broders and was like, you will get pulled.
Yeah, it's either now or
you
never.
will get pulled. So
We'll sit you on the sideline.
and I thought they drafted Fournette too high, but he's paying dividends.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But the Giants, if they could finish 10-6, that means going 10-3 the rest of the season. We'll see. I want to transition to basketball real quick. I know we were talking about the protests, and LeBron said his piece about Trump and went as far as calling him a bum or what have you. But the NBA season is right around the corner. For those of you that don't know, the season starts a little earlier this year because they're trying to stretch out and eliminate, well, not eliminate, but they're trying to minimize the number of back-to-backs they play this year, the teams play this year. So it starts October 19th, as opposed to normally around Halloween on November 1st. The Knicks traded Carmelo, our local town team here. The Knicks traded Carmelo Anthony to OKC. I was one of those guys. I have to say this because a lot of times people take my negative talk about Carmelo as I wasn't ride or die Knick fan, whatever the case may be. Carmelo is a great scorer. His best chance to win a championship is right now because throughout his career, I never thought Carmelo had the opportunity to carry a team to the championship. Carmelo was never good enough in my eyes to win a championship in any of the teams that he's been on. I don't want to hear any excuses about the Knicks didn't do what they needed to do to give him a good supporting cast. Or, listen, this guy played with Allen Iverson. He played with Stoudemire.
Not Philly Allen Iverson. It was a rundown Allen.
He averaged 20 that year, though.
Mm-hmm.
That year they played together.
Not 31.
He averaged 20.
Not 31.
I was never, not to say I was never a fan. I take that back. When Melo and LeBron came out the league, they came in the draft the same year. I was a LeBron guy. A lot of people were the Melo guy. Just Melo is a assassin on the court.
Assassin. That's what he does.
You need to be more than an assassin to win a championship. He didn't make his teammates better.
But that's not the assassin's job.
You can't be an assassin now in today's league and think you're gonna win. Like name the team today that has the assassin but with no supporting cast.
See, that's the thing. You don't bring an assassin in and build your team around him. You build your team and then you put the assassin on top, and then you are the finisher.
That's today's league.
That's the same reason the Golden State Warriors were able to come back and dose the Cleveland Cavaliers, because they put that assassin on top of a stacked team, and it was just too much.
Agreed.
Now, if Kevin Durant didn't go to the Warriors, Cleveland wouldn't have had. Golden State wouldn't have been so much of a favorite. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't have breezed through the finals the way they did.
I think Cleveland would have beat them again.
Yeah.
That's
what I was getting to, because you put that assassin over their top. He's just running around scoring 20 by the fucking second before halftime.
Right.
And he only took 8 shots.
Right, exactly.
The same 8 shots that Harrison Barnes took.
Harrison Barnes isn't a schmuck now. Got 96 mil from Dallas.
He's not. But he's not Kevin Durant.
Of course not. Agreed.
And I feel like Hoodie Melo is going to be down there just spotting up and knocking down threes.
You think the three of them, so Melo, PG, Russ, Adams, and I guess Roberson.
Yeah.
You think that lineup is good enough to deal with Golden State? Because I got OKC. I'm penciling OKC in the NBA Western Conference Finals today.
Yeah. I think between Adams, Roberson, I think it's perfect for Melo because everyone else in the starting lineup is defensive as shit.
Agreed.
So when he comes down, he just has to guard like Draymond, or maybe he might have to guard Kevin Durant on some plays. But
you know what? I didn't even think about if he guards Draymond, and who guards Durant?
You can put Roberson on him. You can put PG on him. But then you got to wonder who's going to guard Clay. So, whatchamacallit?
See, I think... I'm not sure if Adams can be on the floor in the clutch on that team.
Because you're going to put giving him problems.
Aren't you going to put Draymond at the 5?
Yeah, and that's a problem for Draymond.
Adams is not going down there and posting him up and putting the ball in the basket.
He's not posting him up and putting points up, but he's just as effective at doing what he does as Draymond is. He's going to get
on the defensive end.
No, Adams can score too.
He can.
He's going to occupy Draymond enough that
he's not scoring.
Isn't going to be able to affect the defense the way that he normally does when he's playing against somebody who isn't a threat.
My problem with that is, before they got Melo and PG, I would agree with you. Adams' job is no longer to put the ball in the basket. At this point, you doing the dirty work.
Yeah, he's Tristan Thompson.
They've got more than enough scorers on that team.
Yep.
Fourth quarter comes around, there's 3 players that need to shoot on that team. And you need somebody, if they doubling, that can be that. You need a 3 and D. And Roberson,
they got a little bit of that on the bench. Not enough.
Who plays the D? They got 3. They got shooters on the bench. I don't know who plays defense on that bench on that team.
What's the lanky dude's name?
The one that they picked up from Chicago. I think it's about Grant.
I like Grant, but nah.
I don't think they have a 3 and D on the bench, and I don't think in the clutch. I don't think you can play Adams. I think in today's NBA, you got to have a 4 and or a 5 that can shoot the ball at least from the perimeter, not necessarily from 3, but from perimeter.
With the 4, they got Carmelo at the 4, so they got the stretch on that, and Adams can knock down a 17-footer.
Really?
He does it all the time.
I didn't see it in Kansas, right? I didn't see it in Kansas. I haven't seen it yet in the NBA.
I've seen it in the NBA.
Really? Okay. All right.
He can knock down a 17-footer and he can drive from 17. Like people sleep on Adams like he's not. They sent Ibaka on his way for a reason.
Right. No. Agreed. But if you were gonna send, well, I mean it's in the past now. But if you were gonna send Ibaka on his way in the first place, then you could have kept Harden, Durant, and Russ together to begin with.
Yeah, that's why Kevin Durant missed. Because if you're gonna let James Harden go for $4 million, I can't trust you as an organization.
I don't want to get into specifically Durant and him leaving, because we could take up a whole show with that.
Yeah.
And whether or not it was a chump move or if you agree with it. But I'll say that I think today's OKC, what has come up from that with him having PG and Melo and Russ, I think Russ is very happy right now. And I think that team has a chance to do damage. You got to find out. I don't trust Roberson. I think you got to find another 3 and D because he doesn't do 3. He doesn't shoot. He's a great defender. He doesn't shoot the 3 ball good enough to be on the court. He's a liability on offense, and I understand you don't need the scoring.
He's very Tony Allen-esque.
Right. You don't need his scoring on this team. But listen, you give the ball to Melo at the elbow, you double. You give the ball at the top of the key to PG, I'm just throwing somebody at you. Russ, same thing. I'm leaving that man open, and I could tell his confidence goes when they run away from him.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to shoot the ball after that.
Yeah, but in the same breath, Carmelo's going to hit it all over the double team. PG's going to hit it over the double team. And Russ is going to run around the double team. So I'm not worried about Roberson. Roberson is going to lock some shit up. He's going to grab some rebounds. He's going to steal some shit. He's going to be diving across the ground.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be annoying. Like, all those, they don't show up on the stat line. And shooting is cute and all, scoring is cute and all, but it takes more than that to win the game.
Okay, so today, see, you haven't seen OKC play yet. You know what Golden State is. You're still taking Golden State.
I'm still taking
until you see
Golden State because I feel like they have a little bit more depth. Thunder has to figure out that bench.
You know, I think with all that talent, this is where coaching comes into play. Billy Donovan doesn't impress me.
Doesn't impress Kevin Durant.
I can see
if you check his Twitter.
Yeah, he doesn't. Right. He doesn't impress Kevin Durant and that's another thing with you with the ghost Twitter handle, and like I said, we'll have an episode with Kevin Durant. That when the teams are that stacked on both sides, I can see Steve Kerr out coaching Billy Donovan. I could see Popovich being on
maybe Mike Brown. Steve Kerr is a babysitter.
You think so?
He's been babysitting Mark Jackson's work since.
Oh, so you're one of the guys that believe that Golden State team is all MJ. That's on Mark Jackson's team, and he just tighten the screws maybe. He
tightened the screws, and maybe that's what that team needed, because a lot of times teams grow, and the person who helped them grow isn't the person who's going to take them to the next level. You know, sometimes you need somebody else to come in with a fresh outlook and But let's not kid ourselves. Mark Jackson put Draymond in that game and made him play, even though everybody was like, why are you playing this guy who's not good at anything?
Okay.
And he's the one that put Steph Curry at that point guard, even though everyone was like, he ain't got the handle to play point guard. He ain't got the passing skills to play point guard.
I didn't see that Golden State offense under Mark Jackson, though.
Yeah, they were in their early stages, but the pieces were there. They were laying the foundation.
Okay.
Like, somebody else might have left Draymond into the bench or put Curry at the 2, and he would stifle Clay's growth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? All those things matter. And I don't want to completely shit on Steve Kerr, but Lou Walton did a job just as well. Mike Brown did a job just as well. Like, you throw me in there, I might be able to make a shake for 40 games.
All right, agreed. I can go on a limb right now and say OKC, Golden State in the Western Conference Finals. You'll have to listen for another podcast to see who I'm choosing. We will choose NBA and NFL, and I think we'll choose NFL winners before, I don't know, maybe say week 8. I think we'll choose NBA winners before the season starts. So obviously the NFL season started already, so we can't do that. But we'll choose NFL. We'll choose Super Bowl champions. We'll choose NFL NBA champions. Yeah, baseball season is right around the baseball playoff season. Excuse me, is right around the corner. We can get into another episode as far as who we think is going to win that. But I want to go back to the Knicks right quick because we did talk about Melo leaving, and we got to talk about the state of the Knicks before we go in KP. And can we say that this is now KP's team? I like to believe that this is going to be a collective effort because Cantor is no slouch.
He's a baller.
You average 14 points a game, 15 points a game in 21 minutes. He's no slouch.
Buckets and bunches.
He's a liability on defense. I happen to think that this team probably in the Eastern Conference could make up for that. If they were in the West, no chance. In the East, I think you let him play 30 minutes a game and see what he can do. I think you start him, you start KP. I'm not sure who's paying the 3. Maybe Lance Thomas at this point. At the 2, you got Tim Hardaway Jr. and you rock out with Raymond Sessions maybe, and you go play ball. You let the young kids start. You let Frank.
I'm letting the young kids start.
Yeah.
I'm putting Courtney Lee and Tim Hardaway in to lock down the 2 and the 3.
Oh, you saw them both.
Yeah. And
okay.
I'm going with KP at the 4, and I'm not sitting down Hernan Gomez. He's our starting center for the next 12 years.
You sold on him?
I'm sold on him. So sold on him. I was sold on him before he went to Spain and was beasting on niggas.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So sold. Like, he knows how to play basketball.
What is it, poor man's Paul Gasol?
Poor man's Mark.
Poor man's Marc Gasol. So
yeah.
he's got the perimeter. He's got the 17-footer?
He's got the 17-footer. He can hit the 3 a little bit, and he's got the post moves. He knows how to box out. He can play some interior defense. He's not going to give you 3 blocks a game, but he might give you 1.5.
This is commentary on Melo, though. You holding the ball, like, I couldn't get a grasp of Hernan Gomez's game because Melo's holding the ball so long on offense, man. I don't know what KP is. I've seen flashes, but now he's going to be the focal point. I think you see a different basketball player because he's a focal point of the offense now. You run the screens through him. You run the picks for him. You know what I'm saying? He's a focal point now, as opposed to now it's 10 seconds on the clock. You know exactly he's going to number 7. Now, Hornacek's got to come up with some plays.
Yeah.
You got to call homeboy's number now.
See, that's the other thing. I feel like coaches always, what's the word I'm looking for? Use Melo as a bailout. Like, we don't need plays because we throw it to Mr. ISO.
Right.
7 seconds left and we good.
Exactly.
And KP used it. Everybody on the next team used it as a crutch. You know what I'm saying? When we're asking J.R. Smith and Iman Shumpert to be our number 2 and 3 scoring options, they used it as a crutch. You know what I'm saying? When they got moved to Cleveland and they were able to be the 5th and 6th option, flourished.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because they weren't in the wrong role. You know what I'm saying? So those 2 points really ain't related, but Melo was a crutch for this Knicks offense, and yeah, it's gonna have to stand on its own right now. KP can't be timid, and from what I've seen, Tim Hardaway is ready to beast. Like he's been, I know it's only the summer, but he's been looking like.
That second half wasn't a fluke?
Nah.
Because people were scratching their heads at that contract.
Yeah, because he got a look in his eye right now that he knows he has the skills to make shit happen.
At the three, is he 6'7"? At the three?
Yeah. No, at the 2.
Oh, he played Courtney Lee at the 3.
Yeah. He's not really suited to defend the 3. He's just learning how to defend shooting guards. You know what I'm saying? Courtney Lee, he can guard 1 through 3, no problem.
Okay.
I'm not worried about him. And I'm ready to run with Frank because from what I've seen of Frank in the workouts on Instagram at the Brinkley Dream.
Come on, man. That's a controlled environment, man.
Yeah, it's a controlled environment, but
you got Russ coming down on the break.
You can
Frank
see
ready?
Basketball skills. You know what I'm saying? And reactions. Those are things that tell me. You know what I'm saying? Not the drills where you know what I'm saying he's hitting shots. It's seeing him to react to live basketball in the drills. You know what I'm saying? That he has the length. I say throw him to the wolves. Because the fact of the matter is...
It's a point guard league, man.
Yeah, Jared Jack and Ramon Sessions, you know what they do. They came in here on one-year contracts because what they do is what they do. They're not going to be those guys. Don't ask them to be those guys. Frank, he might be able to be that guy for 20 minutes a game. You start him, you know what I'm saying, give him the, you know... And yeah, you have Sessions and Jared Jack come in and fill in, but throw him to the wolves. It's time.
All right. Well, I mean, look, Instagram videos are nice. You know, videos of you in the gym going around the world at the top of the key. They're cool. I just, you know, I think any player that's in the NBA should be able to do that. That goes without saying. I'm talking about crunch time. Russ is coming down the wing. Steph is ready to pull up. Jeff Teague is ready to pull up. Then it's not even go to the superstars yet. Is he going to be prepared?